Good morning, students. This is last chapter in chemistry, that is biomolecules. Living organisms are made up of cells. These are made up of biomolecules. They are carbohydrates, amino acids, proteins, nucleic acids, vitamins, hormones and lipids, etc. If we discuss carbohydrates, amino acids, proteins and nucleic acids, then this chapter will be finished, because those topics only present in biomolecules chapter in this year. First one is carbohydrates. In olden days, carbohydrates are considered as carbohydrates, because if we see the examples, then you get idea. See, glucose molecular formula C6H12O6. It can be written as C6H2O 6 times, because here 6 2 is how much? 12. 6 1 is 6. So this is also one of the molecular formula for glucose. Similarly, sucrose C12H22O11. Here the molecular formula for sucrose is what? C12H. It can also be written as C12H2O 11 times. This is also one of the molecular formula for sucrose. Both molecular formula obeys this general formula. In this, if you observe this general formula, it contains carbon and water, nothing but carbon and hydrate. That is why those are called carbohydrates in olden days. But now they are not called like that, because some compounds obey general formula of carbohydrates, but they are not carbohydrates. For example, CH3COH acetic acid. It can be written as C2H2O 2 times. That means carbohydrate. But this is not carbohydrate, because it is carboxylic acid, acetic acid. Some compounds do not obey the general formula, but they are carbohydrates. Example, rhamnose C6H12O5. It cannot be written as like this, but this is carbohydrate. So from all these points, carbohydrates are not only carbohydrates, there are some more compounds are there. After that, they give one definition for carbohydrates. The optically active polyhydroxycarbonyl compounds are called carbohydrates. Optically active means the compound should contain chiral carbon. What is the meaning of chiral carbon? It should be attached with 4 different groups. That is called chiral carbon. Polyhydroxy means if a compound contains 2 or more OH groups. That is called polyhydroxy. Carbonyl compounds means either aldehydes or ketones. That means if any compound obeys these 3 conditions, which conditions are chiral carbon, 2 or more OH groups, either aldehyde or ketones, then only they are considered as carbohydrates. Based on the functional group, carbohydrates are classified into 2 types. If carbohydrates contains aldehydes, they are called aldoses. If carbohydrates contains ketones, they are ketoses. For example, see, this is aldehyde group. That means this condition is satisfied. Next, this is chiral carbon. How can we say that this is CHO group, this is H group, OH group, CH2OH. That means this is chiral carbon. So this condition also satisfied. OH groups, 2 OH groups are present. So this condition also satisfied. So this can be considered as what? Carbohydrate. That carbohydrate is called what? Aldose. Why it is called aldose? Because it contains CHO group. And one more example. This is, if you observe this one, these 4 are chiral carbons. Here aldehyde group is present, and nearly 5 OH groups are present. So this compound also obeys these conditions. So it also can be considered as carbohydrate. Next, what about ketoses? If carbohydrates contains ketone group, that is called ketoses. See, this is the structure for fructose. If you observe this structure, this is ketone group, 4 alkali groups, not 4, 1 2 3 4 5 alkali groups, and these 3 are chiral carbons. So this is about aldoses and ketoses of carbohydrates. There are some more points. They are based on hydrolysis, carbohydrates are classified into 4 types. They are monosaccharides, disaccharides, oligosaccharides, polygosaccharides. First one, monosaccharides. Monosaccharides means the carbohydrates which do not give any product upon hydrolysis are called monosaccharides. Suppose take glucose and fructose. When glucose dissolves in water, it remains the same. It does not dissociate. It does not give any other compound when it is present in water. It just dissolves in water. That only happens when it is present in water. It does not give one more compound. That means it does not react with water. It dissolves in water due to hydrogen bonding. So what is the definition of monosaccharide? The carbohydrates which do not give any product upon hydrolysis are called monosaccharides. Glucose, fructose, mannose, all these are monosaccharides. Disaccharides means the carbohydrates which give two monosaccharides upon hydrolysis are called disaccharides. Two monosaccharides. For example, sucrose. If sucrose undergoes hydrolysis, it gives glucose and fructose. That means these two are monosaccharides. If lactose undergoes hydrolysis, it gives glucose and galactose. This galactose is also one of the monosaccharide, so that it is disaccharide. Maltose, if maltose undergoes hydrolysis, it gives glucose and glucose. That means two glucose units given by maltose when it is present in water. So what is the point here? What is the definition? If a carbohydrate which gives two monosaccharides, that is called disaccharide. These are the examples. Oligosaccharides means 3 to 10 monosaccharides upon hydrolysis is called oligosaccharide. For example, raffinose, not rhamnose, raffinose. When raffinose undergoes hydrolysis, it gives 3 monosaccharides. They are glucose, fructose and galactose, so that it is oligosaccharide. What about polysaccharide? If it gives more than 10 monosaccharides upon hydrolysis, that is called polysaccharides. For that, best examples are starch and cellulose, because starch and cellulose can give more than 100 monosaccharides upon hydrolysis. That is why they are called polysaccharides, nothing but polymers. They are polymers, nothing but natural polymers. Next one. Based on reducing nature of carbohydrates, they are classified into two types. They are reducing sugars and non-reducing sugars. The carbohydrates which reduce both tolerance and Fehling's reagent, they are called reducing sugars. The carbohydrates which reduces tolerance and Fehling's reagent, they are called reducing sugars. Examples are mono and disaccharides except sucrose. Sucrose cannot reduce tolerance and Fehling's reagent. What about non-reducing sugar? The carbohydrates which do not reduce tolerance and Fehling. If they reduce tolerance Fehling, they are reducing. Otherwise, they are non-reducing. For that, examples are sucrose, starch, and cellulose. Most of the carbohydrates are sweeter to taste, hence they are called sugars. Most of the carbohydrates are sweeter to taste. That is why they are called sugars. Based on glyceraldehyde structure, carbohydrates are classified into two series. They are D and L series. This is important part. Based on glyceraldehyde structure, carbohydrates are classified into two series. They are D and L series. See, this is the glyceraldehyde structure. If you observe this structure, this is chiral carbon. This is what? Aldehyde group. Here two OH groups are present. So this is carbohydrate. This is nothing but aldose. That compound name is called what? Glyceraldehyde. In this, based on this structure, all carbohydrates are classified into D and L series. How? If OH group, this is important point. If OH group present on right side of the chiral carbon atom, that is D. If OH group is present on left side of the chiral carbon, that is L. Below that carbon, CH2OH should be there. Below that one, CH2OH should be there. That means based on this part, we can give D and L for a given carbohydrate. If OH is present on right side of the chiral carbon, that will be D. Otherwise, it will be L. Next. If a compound contains two or more chiral compounds, then D and L depends on highest stereogenic carbon, nothing but highest chiral carbon. What is the point? If compound contains two or more chiral carbons, see, if you see this structure, this is carbohydrate. How can we decide that it is carbohydrate? Aldehyde group is there. Five OH groups are there. These are these second carbon, third carbon, fourth carbon, fifth carbon, these are chiral carbons, but this is not chiral carbon because here carbon attached with two hydrogens. Carbon should be attached with different groups, then only it can be considered as what? Chiral carbon. So what is the point? If two or more chiral carbons are there, then D and L depends on highest stereogenic center. See, if you give numbering, number starts from here, then this will be highest stereogenic carbon. Based on this carbon, we can say whether it is D or L. See, here OH is present on right side, so it will be D glucose. It will be D glucose. Next one. If suppose in that structure, if OH is present left side, that will be L. Like that, we can give D and L, D or L, based on highest stereogenic carbon. This is about introduction of carbohydrates.